Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Virtual Racers Club. We are here for the GTMC Season 3 Round 4 at Kyoto Driving Park. We're just going to look at the grid for the sprint race, the 15-minute race in the Group 4 cars. The GTMC is... There we go. Can you hear me in the background? Whee! And then I'll stop because I forgot what I was saying. The GTMC is you choose a manufacturer and you have two races. One in the GR4 is in a sprint race, and then you jump in the GR3 Group 3 car, and we have ourselves a 40-minute feature race. So let's have a look who we've got on the grid. So I believe it was an Audi lockout with Liam Anfield taking first and I.R. Graham in second place. Third was Matt Psycho in the Peugeot, and fourth was Little Gigi's in the second Peugeot. Then in fifth, Elevate in the BMW, with sixth, Homesick Alien in the Nissan. In seventh, Alpha Nut in the Lexus. In eighth, we have Kale in the BMW. In ninth, we have Gazman in the Nissan. And in 10th, we have Racer Brown in the Toyota. In 11th, we have Shadow Rider in the Mercedes. And in 12th, we have Guesty also in the Toyota. In 13th, we have Jam Huntington in the Ford Mustang. And in 14th, his teammate Noxie, also in the Ford. In 15th, Jim Wise in the Aston Martin, and 16th, Skyjacker in the second Lexus. So that is how they all lined up. That is the view that they're looking at. We're doing both tracks. Satufa, you get Coyote, and Coyote, it is Coyote. You get Miyabi and Yamagawa. So let us get it on and join them at the start. Why did I flick through all those? I didn't need to. So here we are looking at the grid, zooming in nicely, get away with that, and we're watching. We want to look at Liam really, so let me just get rid of that. Here we go. Great start from Liam Anfield and I.R. Graham. We can see that their Elevate is already up to third, and Homesick, them two are great starters, their cars, and there we go, Elevate has taken the lead. Not quite. I.R. Graham still there in the Audi, with Liam Anfield down to third, Homesick Alien fourth, Matt Psycho fifth, Alpha Nut up to sixth. Little Gigi's really dropped down there into seventh place. Kale eighth, Gazman ninth, Shadow Rider 10th, Jam Huntington 11th. Racer Brown's dropped down a lot. He's getting up to 10th though, ahead of Alpha. Was that Alpha Nut down there? Sorry, I'm looking at names, I'm not looking at what's happening. Alpha Nut looks like he's really dropped off. So I.R. Graham is ahead of Liam Anfield, has got ahead of Elevate. Little GG's is back up to fourth. Kale is in eighth. We've missed something big, haven't we? So let me just nick it back a couple, because it was really hectic. Looks like, who are we watching? Gazman in eighth. Little GG's was already into sixth, and Matt Psycho. There we can see Kale having a look at Little GG's. Oh, where you see Gazman was out on the... Was that Gazman? No, it was that Homesick that's just gone off. There's Skyjack. Yeah, Homesick having an off, unlike him. So Matt Psycho also right at the back. These guys have had a right pain, haven't they? What did Matt Psycho's problems consist of? He just slowed down and let everyone pass. Why? So we were seeing Matt Psycho. Oh, it was Matt Psycho and Homesick. There we go, and that is why we've seen Matt Psycho slowing right down to let the whole field through to wait for Homesick, who had a nudge in the corner and fell right to the back. There you can see Guesty. Where are we? Jim Wise, there's Matt Psycho waiting for Homesick, and Homesick getting past there. So here we see Jim Wise behind Noxie, who's behind Guesty, who is behind Skyjacker. So Skyjacker has propelled himself off of the back of the grid quite a lot. We should have a look up front. I think time's caught up now. So let us check that out. There we see Liam Anfield and I.R. Graham. Oh no, there's been an overtaking there also, hasn't there? Okay. What's going on? Because Elevate was leading. Oh, that's virtually... There we go. There's I.R. Graham. So we're virtually back. We can see Homesick's going off there. We've seen all that. So we'll watch Elevate. Loses the spot to Liam Anfield. I.R. Graham leading from Liam Anfield then. Liam Anfield's got a great run on I.R. Graham into the braking of that corner, and there you go. Beautiful clean overtaking manoeuvre by Liam Anfield up the inside of I.R. Graham. Caught I.R. Graham napping a little bit, left the door open, and now Elevates, going wide off there. He's in third. Little GG's is in fourth. Kale is in fifth in the BMW. Gazman is sixth in the Nissan. Seventh is Shadow Rider in the Mercedes. Great for Shadow Rider. There we have eighth, Racer Brown. Ninth is Alpha Knight. Now Alpha Knight started seventh, so he must have had some sort of mare. 10th is Jam Huntington, who's had a great jump from 13th up to 10th. Skyjacker in 11th, chasing after these guys, but he's got some grief from Guesty. No, he's just pulled ahead of Guesty. So Guesty ahead of Noxie, who is ahead of Jim and Wise, who we see Homesick and Matt Psycho dicing. Matt Psycho a little bit late in the corner there, but Homesick pulling ahead. These two must be just surely racing for fun now at the back of the pack. Matt Psycho taking the lead. I could just watch these two. Everyone would be miffed that I didn't see anyone's racing. So these two hard at it, tooth and nail. The two Audis pulling away from Elevate's BMW, who seems to be under some pressure now from Little GG's. Little GG's catching him up. Then behind him, Kale has got the Nissan just behind. It's only a 15-minute race. We've not even finished lap 1 yet with all the jumping back. So there we see Liam crossing the line in first after lap 1 with I.R. Graham in second, Elevate third, but it looks like he's just losing that to Little GG's into the first corner. Little GG's pulling a great move around the outside. Elevate, little nudge to let him know he's still on the inside of him. Try and gain some space side by side through the S's. And there you go. Little GG's just pulls all ahead. The power of that Peugeot. And the power of Little GG's. Littlest GG's. He's got an S in front of the GG's, so it struggles to say that. I just want to say Little GG's, but it's Littlest GG's. Littlest GG's. He's being harassed by Kale. In the background, we see... Not Kale, that's Elevate, sorry. Who's watching at this time of night? Turn off. Go to bed. Kale then ahead of Gazman in the Nissan. Looks like Gazman's got it. Not quite. He's not quite got ahead of him, but Gazman giving Kale a lot to think about, with Alpha Nut just sitting behind these guys in 7th. Oh, Gazman all over the back of him. Gazman being able to get one up the inside. No. So that's 5th and 6th fighting. This is 1st and 2nd fighting. There's nothing in it between them. Absolutely nothing. Then Little GG's in 3rd. Pulled away from Elevate a little bit. Elevate ahead of his teammate, but his teammate struggling to stay ahead of the Nissan. The Nissan seems to have the measure of him in all of these corners, all 1,000 of them. There's absolutely tons of them. Maybe we'll do an on-lap in the feature race just to see. And there, oh, he pulled out into the braking zone, last in the hairpin. And there we go, Gazman making a lovely move up the inside of Kale. And there he is to try and hunt down the other BMW that's quite a way in front now. I'd say a few seconds. And can Alpha Nut do something similar, sitting there in 7th place, just tucked up behind Kale. He's just seen Gazman get past Kale in the hairpin. So, oops, get rid of that. Sitting on board the Lexus, going into the first corner, onto the brakes, into 4th. Feather that accelerator, coming straight back on, full acceleration, up into 5th. Went up to the S's, uphill. Not even a lift so far. He's up into 6th. Looks like he's catching the Beamer, and the Beamer looks like he's catching Gasman, the Nissan. Now we're coming round to a long sweeping left. Off into 4th. Smoothly does it. Looks like Gasman's starting to get some pressure from Kale. Kale's looking for a way past. Alpha's got sitting there thinking, go on guys, take each other out. Into a tight right hairpin, which then changes direction as you come out of it into a left tight hairpin. We're not catching up with these guys ahead so far. We might have to come out. I'm just going to try and stick with it for as long as we could. We're 6 minutes into this 15-minute race on lap 3. We're watching a great race ahead of us. There's elevating 4th. Gasman still under immense pressure. It's that long sweeping corner this BMW is really good at. This is the BMW up the side of him coming to the hairpin. Is he going to pull the same move Gasman did to Kale? One lap before. No. Gasman's got the inside line. It's this next corner. Well, it's after this sweeping bit, isn't it, that Gasman did it. But there, Kale's really struggling. Looks like Alpha now might be the one that's got to move on. If we're watching, can he jump up the inside of Kale? He's on the brakes. Kale's pulled in. Gasman's slow out the corner. He's onto the dirt. Alpha's got such better speed coming out of the corners. It's a real tricky bit of road, especially when you're right up with each other. And there you go. We're just coming up to the last corner to go across the start straight. And the Lexus just can't find a way past. Maybe up this start straight in the toe. But it looks like Kale is making a move. So up ahead of these guys, sorry, Liam Anfield. He's got a little bit of space now from his teammate, IR Graham. IR Graham a little further back. It's not out of the question. He's not out of it totally, but it's not sitting up. There we see little GG's keeping contact with them. We're nearly 8 minutes into this race. Elevate there. He's got a little space. Oh no, Kale's got ahead. Oh dear. Sorry guys, we'll go back and we'll check out what happened there. Kale and Gasman, we saw he's going into this first corner. Well, he didn't, but... And there we see Kale up the inside and Gasman just run out of road. I don't know if Kale helped that or not, but there you see. And then Alpha Not, oh gosh, wrong way. Alpha Not just picking up the pieces and managing to get up into 6th place, but Gasman is not going to let it go that easily. So up ahead, let's have a quick run through, shall we? We've got Liam Anfield ahead of IR Graham. Those two Audis look absolutely superb, and being in first and second, it really suits them. Third, we have little GG's, dropped right back off the starts, the very beginning, and then came back through the melange. Elevate is in 4th. He was leading the race from the standing start. He had a great start. Kale there in 5th. Alpha in 6th, ahead of Gasman, but Gasman's got something to say about that before the end of this race, and he has still got at least 6 and a bit minutes to do something about it. Matt Psycho, oh, he's made his way up through the field. Look at him. He's up into 8th after having to drop out and wait for homesick. Skyjacker there in 9th. I haven't been back to see any of these guys because of the racing up ahead. Jam Huntington in 10th. Guesty is in 11th. Jim Wise, great 12th position. He's under pressure from Noxie though. Oh, Shadow Rider's back there. He must have dropped out. And Racer Brown. My word, I don't know. I can't go back all that way to see what's happened to some of these guys. Sorry, it's there's the race. Jim Wise and Noxie. Noxie looking for a way past the Aston Martin. They're alongside each other in the wiggly bit, but there is nothing on at the moment. Send homesick. He's quite a way behind these guys. Shadow Rider and Racer Brown are quite close together up in the front. Well, so we're shall we look from 10th? So Skyjacker is ahead of Jam Huntington. who is ahead of Guesty in 11th. And he's ahead of his teammate, but all his teammates just got ahead of Jim One Wise. 5 more minutes left of this race. Down the field, there is still racing. Noxie on Jim One Wise. Homesick Aliens going to try and catch these guys up. Shadow Rider trying to hold Racer Brown off. But how long can he do it? He's in the toe now. He's looking to make the move up the inside of the first corner. Oh no, he's just following him through. Racer Brown there on the inside. Shadow Rider now behind Racer Brown, and the move is made. There you go. Scalian. Oh, he's caught Noxie. Oh, who's Jam Huntington having a really bad moment? What happened with Jam Huntington? I wonder. He's got some damage. Oh, we can see Jim One Wise having an off as well. So where are we? Jam Huntington. He was in 10th. Oh, he had a spin. Boom. Boom. That's not helpful, is it? So that puts Guesty up into 10th place. Great driving from Guesty. With Jam coming back on the track. Ooh. Jim One Wise squeezing past Jam Huntington. And now Homesick catching up the Jam. He was in a jam. That was unfortunate. A good 10th place he had. One small spin's put him down into 14th. Oh, but there we saw Jim One Wise having an off. Ooh, Jim One Wise, he's spun it all the way around. He's got back on before Racer Brown's caught him. But it's likely that Racer Brown, with the straight line speed, yeah, has got past him already. And Shadow Rider, ooh, gone the wrong way. Shadow Rider up the inside of him. Jim One Wise, to the back. One small mistake, you get punished so hard in this field. They're so fast. So Homesick there in 12th, Noxie there 11th, Guesty in 10th. He's got a load of space. If anything, he might be able to cut Skyjacker up if Skyjacker's tyres fail him. The tyres are about the same. We've got 3 minutes left of this race. Matt Psycho there in 8th position. He's got his sights on Gazman. Gazman, he's still racing Alpha. Still racing Alpha now. We could have stayed with these two for the whole race. Look at him. A 2:31.0 for Gazman on his last lap. A 2:30.2 for Alpha. Kale. He's got himself... Ooh, he seems to be catching up his teammate. The tyres look exactly the same. Little GG's. Some way off from the Audi boys. And there we see the Audi boys. We've got 2.5 minutes left of this race, so this could possibly be... It's tight. It's very tight that this could be their last lap or a good parade lap for these guys. It being about a 2.5, just under 2.5 minute lap. And there was about 2.5 minutes when they crossed the line. Little GG's in 3rd, so back here, Elevate, ahead of his teammate Kale. Alpha, ooh, Alpha touching the dust. Playing risk here at the driver park. But staying ahead of Gazman. Ooh, he is driving the nuts off of that Lexus, isn't he? He's on the dirt, he's bouncing off curbs. Really is flat. Look at his front right tyre. How is... Oh yeah, both front right tyres, Gazman's and Alpha Nuts, both quite bad. Which Matt Psycho will be happy about. Who is he doing? He's got hardly any tyre wear. Unbelievable. Skyjacker just as bad. He's staying ahead of Guesty. Guesty's got not as bad as Skyjacker. There might be an opportunity here in the last lap. So we're watching Liam Anfield ahead of I.R. Graham and Little GG's. Elevate still ahead of his teammate. Oh, Gazman. Gazman must have got... No, he hasn't got ahead of Alpha yet. Shall we knock it back 10-second bit to see how these guys are faring? So there we see Gazman just slinging it up the inside. But Alpha managing... No, I thought Alpha was coming back at him. He is back at him. Can't give us a decent wide shot, can you, GT Sport? So Alpha Nut is back into 6th. We saw him briefly drop 7th. These two are battling, and guess who's catching? Matt Psycho. We're into the last minute of this race. I can't pull away from these guys to watch how the front guys are doing, if they're going to get an extra lap or not. I do not know. The two BMWs look quite wide apart, and the guys behind us, Guesty and Skyjacker, they look virtually on top. We'll have a quick look. They're all right at the moment. They're not on top of each other yet, but Guesty definitely is catching Skyjacker. That tyre really is hurting him. Same with Alpha and Gazman, because Matt Psycho is upon them. The leaders just crossing the line. How long have we got left? No, we've still got 15 seconds left. So these three probably get another lap in. Little GG's looks a bit closer to him, doesn't he? But then I think Elevate, it's going to be the end. No, maybe not. I spoke too soon. Whoa. I think he just got through. So Kale will be the first finisher. Alpha Nut has stayed ahead of Gazman and Matt Psycho. They're all free, looking. And yes, Alpha Nut, Gazman, Matt Psycho. Skyjacker stayed ahead of Guesty for 9th place. Great from the last grid position. Guesty in 10th. Started 12th, so that's great. Homesick Alien in 11th. An unfortunate coming together with Matt Psycho, and then Racer Brown finishing 13th. Jam Huntington 14th. Shadow Rider 15th. Jim Wise, it looks like he's coming across for 16th. And we have our leaders here on the final lap. Liam Anfield ahead of IR Graham, and Little GG's a little bit further back. I don't think there's going to be any changes between these guys. Looks like it's all settled for the podium. Just enjoy looking at these lush cars driving around this corner. Whoa, look at that. Beautiful. And back to looking at the back of the Audi of Liam Anfield. Liam Anfield is on a roll. He won the first two races of round 1. He came 3rd and 6th in round 2, and he won the sprint at round 3 and came 3rd. So this could not be better for him, with a win in round 4 to start with. And IR Graham in 2nd, we're going to say. He got 2nd in his first outing last week in the feature race. I forgot Elevate got through as well. Elevate's still doing this. I'm saying the top 4. Little GG's, lovely 3rd position. Elevate there, shall we try and watch as Liam Anfield takes the checkered flag for the win. Fantastic stuff. Congratulations, Liam Anfield. IR Graham in the 2nd Audi taking 2nd place, and Little GG's taking the 3rd and final podium. And Elevate coming across the line to take magnificent 4th position. So fantastic then. Oh gosh, let's get rid of that. Liam Anfield, he started on pole. He dropped down behind Elevate, but came back, got ahead of IR Graham, and finished in 1st. IR Graham, magnificent 2nd place. He started 2nd on the grid. So that's all good. Little GG's in 3rd, fantastic. Saw him drop down the field. I saw him in 8th, I think, just after the start, and then 5th, 4th, and he got past Elevate to finish in 3rd. Elevate took the lead early on from that great start of his, but I don't know, the BMW just couldn't fight against the Audis and the Peugeot. Teammate Kale had a bombastic race in 5th, fighting Alpha, Gazman, you name it. He had a crack at him, and he came out on top to finish in 5th position. 6th, Alpha Nut, racing, absolute racing this whole race. Oh god, that's an awful shot, sorry. There you go. Alpha Nut racing is balls right off. He must have been sweaty as by the end of this 15-minute race. In 7th, Gazman, always racing also against Kale, against Alphanot, and at the end there against Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho we saw right at the beginning of the race had to slow right down because there was a little knock between him and Homesick, and Homesick ended up off the track, so Matt Psycho had to wait. Skyjacker started last, pulled himself up to 9th position. It's a great race from him. Guesty finished in 10th. That's fantastic from Guesty. That's, apart from the warm-up race, that's his highest finish so far this season. He's had a 13th and a 12th in round 1, a 14th and a 15th in round 2, a 9th, 9th in the sprint race at round 3, 11th, 10th, so it's not his highest finishing, but going in the right direction. 11th, Homesick, Alien in the Nissan. That's going to hurt his championship chances, dropping them low to that level. God, what shot is that? Ooh, that's blurry and that's far away. Well, there you go. That's Homesick in 11th. We saw he had an off. Slowly made his way through to come into 11th. Noxie in the lead Ford Mustang. Noxie finished in 12th, but his highest position still 10th in round 3 of Willow Springs. Racer Brown 13th in the end. We saw he was right at the back, so he had a great comeback really to finish in 13th. We saw Jam Huntington have his woes there in 14th. Saw his spin. Shadow Rider there in 15th. There, I'm saying there. Look, you can see it. I can see it. 15th. And Jim on Wise with that small off we saw him have, putting him down into 16th. So that was your sprint race in the Group 4 cars. Then we got to turn it around and have a go in the Group 3 cars for 40 minutes. That's going to be some exciting business right there. And you can just sit here while we load it up, shall we? We'll try and do it all in one hit. We'll have all of this in the beginning. So, how interesting is this? This is Liam Anfield with 4 wins so far this season. Is there anyone even close? Little GG's got a win last time out. IR Graham, had a win at St. Croix for round 2 in the sprint race. But Homesick Alien won the media days. Where are we? 19%. So this is the Group 3 cars of the GTMC. They have to make they're going to have to make a pit stop in this 40-minute race, but they have to use another compound. I think the choices are from, I want to say super soft all to medium, or maybe even hard, but no one ever uses the medium and hards anyway. So yes, it's you have to compulsory use another compound for at least 3 laps. Yes, it's going to be cracking. I can't believe it's only 50%. But you can sit here and wait. It'll be worth it. Yeah, sorry, I'm there just sucking away on my Red Bull. I could tell you, though, in between the races, that... Why did Discord close? I've had it open all this time on my phone. That they have a random draw in between races, and the grid reverses from that number. So if I look on the Discord, I can see where the GTMC random draw is, and I can tell you the draw was 15th. So him that finished 15th will now be pole, and all the cars from then will be reversed. So it looks like unlucky for Jim One Wise. He's staying in 16th. And I can't quite remember who finished in 15th. Shadow Rider. I think Shadow Rider might be sitting on pole, but we'll find out. Look, there it is. I don't know whether or not to go in camera mode, because I don't think I'm good enough to let you know. Now, we'll see it. Pause YouTube if you really want to see the grid. I'll read out as many as I can, and then we'll get straight into this 40-minute race here at Coyote Driving Park. Yamagawa plus Miyabi, 2 for 1. You're getting 2 tracks, 2 races, 2 categories of cars. GTMC just giveth and giveth. The Virtual Racers Club, they pour your cup till it runneth all the way over. So yes, we can see there Shadow Rider is sitting on pole. Let's see if we can quick read. Shadow, Jam Huntington, Racer Brown, Noxie, Homesick, Guesty, Skyjacker, Matt Psycho, Gazman, Alpha Not Kel, Elevate, Little GG's, IR Graham, Liam, Jim on Wise. Get rid of those. Go to the pole. Here we go. Ready for the race. So 40 minutes round here. So it's a nice chilled affair. No one's rushing to try and overtake each other. I'm sure these guys will be chilled. And there we go. Oh, I don't know. Shadow Rider looked like he just had a bit of a lunge and then a slow down. Jam Huntington has already taken the lead from him. It didn't look like the best start for Shadow Rider. Noxie is in 3rd with Skyjacker up into 4th in the Lexus. Homesick already 5th with Racer Brown in 6th. Matt Psycho in 7th. Had a great start. Guesty 8th. Alpha Nut is in 9th. Gazman is in 10th. There we see IR Graham in 11th, just still behind Kazman. And there can Liam Anfield. Little GG's is in 13th, somewhere amongst all of that. Elevate is in 14th. Kale 15th. Jim on Wise is in 16th. So Shadow Rider has taken the lead back off Jim on Wise. I should really go back and let we... Oh God, when did he do it? That's the start. Oh, so Jam Huntington really only had that lead for 1 corner, and Shadow Rider was already up the inside. Sorry, Shadow Rider, you had a great start. What was I watching when I was talking about it then? So Jam Huntington was down into 2nd place after the 1st corner. Skyjacker, we saw, ahead of Noxie. He's in 3rd place now. Noxie staying ahead of Homesick Alien. Homesick Alien in the Nissan, just ahead of Racer Brown. Look at all those cars right behind. That's one scary hell of a race there. Right in the middle of all of that, Racer Brown. So Matt Psycho, it looked like someone was going wide. It's a Nissan. Nissan nearly got in one of the Beamer's ways. Ooh, there we go. Oh, Guesty's already had some trouble before Gazman. He's had some trouble. Oh, it was Jim on White he got in the way of. Oh my God, what's all of this? There, I don't know. Let's go back. Oh, so Liam Anfield had a massive spin, I think. Sorry, Liam, we must have to see it, I'm afraid. You were up the inside. Oh my God. Oh my God, what was that? Sorry, guys. So, no, has Liam already had his off? Oh, I'm making a right mess of this live. So there's... Oh no, Liam was already down there. Why am I freaking out? I'm thinking Liam was up in the lead or something. But something big did happen just ahead here. So we want to go up to about 6th. Was it a Peugeot you saw? 7th, there's Noxie. Saw there, just behind these guys, wasn't it? Beamer, Matt Psycho. It was just some complete crazy thing going on there. So Matt Psycho 10th. Kale back in the 12th because Jim on Wise just managed to get past him. Guesty there in 13th, Gazman 14th, Alpha Not in 15th, and Liam Anfield right there at the back. It's something crazy happened, and I have no idea. And yes, so these guys are at the back for it. Shadow Rider still leading. Still leading from Jam Huntington, ahead of Skyjacker. We've not even got to the end of the first lap yet. What a lot of commotion going on. Racer Brown in 4th position. Noxie still ahead of the Alien. Wasn't Noxie behind the... I mean, Racer Brown behind Noxie and Homesick. So unsure there. Sorry. Little GG's 7th. Ooh, was there a little nudging between... I thought something was bouncing away. It might have been some bad lag or something. There's IR Graham in 9th, ahead of Matt Psycho. Long race to go. Long race to go for these guys. Still, ooh, Kale trying to get that beamer under control. Jim on Wise up to 12th from 16th. Guesty ahead of Gazman and Alpha Nuts. And there's Liam Anfield with a spin. We saw him having a spin in that corner when there was a whole gaggle of cars. God knows what was happening. Now Shadow Rider. Oh, Skyjacker has got ahead of Jam Hunting Nong. Let's have a look. It was down straight to the first corner. Just tucked up underneath him, the same as Shadow Rider did on the first lap. Do not think the Ford or either Jam likes that first corner. Just turning up the iPad. Yeah, I can hear me, so I'm still going. This is awesome. Usually I do all this and edit it all and stuff, but I'm just going live. So Skyjacker ahead of Jam, but it looks like Racer Brown fancies a little bit of that action as well. That Ford Mustang in 3-4. Ooh, Racer Brown clipped the curb. Homesick Alien coming up the inside of him. They're side by side. No, Homesick Alien has taken the place from Racer Brown. He's got to worry now about Little GG's. Little GG's is looking for a way past, but no, the Supra holding its ground. It's lost a position to Homesick Alien. Homesick Alien now tucks up the heat behind Jam Huntington. Further back we have Noxie under immense pressure from IR Graham. IR Graham coming through the fields, but IR Graham is trying to fight off Elevate, who's going up the inside of him on the long sweeping left corner. But IR Graham holds it. Does he hold it on the outside? He's still showing 8th, Elevate 9th. Yes, with Matt Psycho in 10th. Ooh, Matt Psycho, oh my, oh my. And who else? We saw someone else who was Noxie. Noxie's up to 5th. He was 5th. Elevates ahead of IR Graham. Kale has got himself ahead of Matt Psycho, with Matt Psycho out breaking himself. Oh, Jam Huntington. Jam Huntington must have had a bit of an off. He's dropped right down now. Homesick up into 3rd position. And it looks like Little GG's down there as well. Oh, sorry, I won't have to go back. Something's happened here. Oh, there we go. So, we're watching Jam Huntington, who is ahead of... Oh, yeah. Same as his teammate, just the brakes caught him out in that corner and he took Jam Huntington with him. And there you go. Jam Huntington down to 10th, ahead of Little GG's with that little nudge from Little GG's. Those Peugeots looking like they're struggling with that particular corner. So Little GG's going around the outside of Jam Huntington, but no, Jam Huntington just staying slightly ahead, but Little GG's pulling on the inside now. Jim on Wise, oh god, what have I pressed? I've pressed that one, sorry. Jim on Wise is 12th, ahead of Gazman. Gazman's looking like he's ready to make a move. Liam has got ahead of Guesty and Alphanut. Is Alphanut pitted? It's quite early, no, everyone's tyres look fresh still. So Alpha looks like he's having a right mare. Where did Alpha start? Oh, I don't know, actually, I didn't write him down. So, oh, someone else having an... Oh, Jim on Wise is having an off. And a mare trying to get back on the track again. So, up ahead, Shadow Rider. Still ahead of Skyjacker. Skyjacker catching him up, though. Skyjacker's last lap was 2:17.3. He's making a move up the inside for the lead. He's got it. Shadow Rider down to 2nd place now. Did 2:18.1, his first flying lap. But he's all over the back of Skyjacker. He's not letting it. He's not giving up on it. He's under the brakes. He's on the inside. Skyjacker out wide. No, Skyjacker flips it round and he's up the inside of Shadow Rider. And the move is made, even though half of it was off screen because of useless... Oh no, no. It's not over yet. It looks like Shadow Rider. Yes, Shadow Rider's tucked in. Homesick Alien catching these guys up in 3rd place. He can smell a win. He can smell a win. Racer Brown, who won last round in feature race? It was Little GG's. So Racer Brown in 4th. Just following behind these guys. Oh no, Skyjacker. No, Skyjacker now is ahead of Shadow Rider. They're still racing for the lead. And there's Homesick trying to sneak up the inside of Shadow Rider. Shadow Rider sticking to the back of the Lexus of Skyjacker, who is leading this race on lap 3. We're 6.5 minutes into the 40-minute race. Skyjacker is on the super soft tyres. Shadow Rider is only on the soft tyres, so he's doing an immense job keeping up with these guys. Homesick is also on the soft tyres. Skyjacker now, he has to rab it. He's got to rab it as much as he can because he's on the stickier tyre. Shadow Rider holding off the Alien. Racer Brown has caught these guys truly up, and he's sitting on their tail down the start straight. Who's got the best grunts? Sitting in the toe of Homesick Alien right now, who's sitting in the toe of Shadow Rider, who is sitting in the toe of Skyjacker. Just behind us we have Elevate. Here we go. Shadow Rider can't hold that tight line like Homesick can. Homesick might be able to pull out the move. They're alongside each other going up towards the S's, and Homesick has made it through. And oh, whoa, Racer Brown just whips it up the inside of Shadow Rider. Oh, poor Shadow Rider down to 4th position. Skyjacker then, he knows Homesick. He knows what Homesick is capable of. And Homesick is wasting no time whatsoever getting on with getting on. These two are going to have a glorious battle now for the next 20 laps. And I won't be able to watch anyone else in the field. There's Homesick sitting on the exhaust pipe of the Lexus, applying as much pressure as he possibly can. The Skyjacker really should be pulling away, as his tyres bit the dust already. And are Homesick's soft tyres a better choice at this early point in the race? Heavier fuel tanks will rip the soft tyres apart more. Homesick is on a flying lap. How can I cut away from these guys? It's for the lead of the race, and there, Homesick just nudging ahead of the Lexus. Racer Brown thinks he wants a piece of this. Skyjacker may be feeling pain from his tyres a little bit. It is in the corners that he's losing it from Homesick Alien, and Racer Brown just catching him up nicely in that Toyota Supra. Shadow Rider dropping away a little bit, but he's got some space from Elevate. Elevate is under some immense pressure from Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho looking for a way past here. This is the battle you're watching for 5th and 6th place. Matt Psycho up alongside the Beamer on the outside, can't make the move. Sit just behind these guys is the fellow Peugeot of Little GG's. He's probably loving seeing this racing, thinking yes, keep it up, gut gents. Now Homesick is ahead of Skyjacker. Was that how it was? No, so Homesick Alien ahead of Skyjacker. I think we saw that, yeah. Racer Brown 3rd, Shadow Rider, so they're not that far behind. Elevate, Matt Psycho, Little GG's. We see Kale in 9th, IR Graham's up into 9th, Noxie in 10th. Liam, after his early woes, is already up to 11th. Gazman is in 12th. Seen some major racing these guys have. Looks like Liam making the move on Noxie. We've seen that Jam Huntington struggles with that Mustang in this first corner. Obviously doesn't like it, and it looks like Gazman is going to make a move on Noxie. Not quite. He's watching the Audis disappear in the distance. Behind these guys then, 13th we have Guesty, a little bit ahead of Alpha. Alpha just ahead of Jam, and Jam ahead of Jim One Wise. So Alpha we saw right at the back, he's made his way up the field. Guesty in 13th. There's Gazman still trying to get past the Ford of Noxie. He's up the inside now. Can he make it? Stick. Gazman's on the super soft tyres, and Noxie also on the super soft tyres. And there we go. Second Nissan just moving up into 11th while his teammate leads. There he is in 1st place, just got the fastest lap of the race with a 2:16.590. Looks like Racer Brown is getting past Skyjacker. Nothing but Skyjacker's up the inside there on the brakes later, so Skyjacker's holding that, but is it only a matter of time? Racer Brown on the soft tyres, probably the better tyre at the moment. Lap 5. It's a woefully long track, it's 2 tracks put together. They're just leaving Miyabi. No, they're not. I'm looking at the back of the field. Sorry. So Shadow Rider still ahead of Elevate, and Elevate still ahead of Little GG's. In fact, he's pulled away from Little GG's a little bit. and he's given himself a wee bit of space there to be able to think, because that's the problem when someone's on your tail. You just can't think properly. You're just waiting for that bang from behind where they've messed their brakes up. You don't get many of those in here, as I say. Little GG's, he did it to, who did he do it to? Jam Huntington. And we've got our first pit stopper, Skyjacker. Those super softs, he agrees with me, is losing grip. Racer Brown then up into second, Shadow Rider up into third, Elevate up into fourth. None of these, they're all on the softs. They don't need pits. Matt Psycho on the softs, Kale's on the softs, Liam Anfield on the super softs, but they're lasting, they're doing alright on the Audi. He's got ahead of IR Graham, hasn't he? I think IR Graham was ahead of him. So, two Audis, Liam Anfield in the zone on it. So Gazman there is in ninth, ahead of Skyjacker. Skyjacker's come out the bits, just ahead of Guesty and his teammate. Guesty be thinking, get out my way, get out my way. I'm in a chrome sandwich here, a menage a trois, two Lexuses and a Toyota. There we go, Skyjacker using that extra grip to pull away. Oh, little GG's must have pitted. He's down into 13th, missed that. He's put the super softs on. Noxie, he's on the super softs. Yeah, these look like they've all pitted. No, Jim on Wise maybe not have pitted, but it looks like Jam and his teammate have both pitted to put super softs on. Oh no, Skyjacker, it's the return of the Spinjacker. No need. Oh, he was so used to those super soft tyres being really grippy and sticky that he's had a slight spin. That is great news for these guys ahead. And Elevate has got ahead of Shadow Rider. Is it worth going back? Let's have a look. Did it just happen? Didn't quite just happen, did it? It happened a while ago. There we go, sorry. Lap 6, we see Elevate whipping past up into third place of Shadow Rider, but Shadow Rider still in fourth position, having a great race there. He's got Matt Psycho now. We saw Matt Psycho's teammate pitted, Kale. He stayed out there. Liam Anfield is making his way. He's getting closer. He's got the fastest lap of the race with a 2:16.294. His teammate did a 2:17.450, so his teammate's nearly a second off of his time, but he has caught him up a little bit because Liam was pulling away. So how long can the alien stay out? Racer Brown's not letting him get away, but after that they do have quite a space, half a corner from Elevate. Shadow Rider's not letting Elevate disappear, but he must be aware that Peugeot is fast approaching him. Kale then ahead of the two Audis. Then we have Gazman. He's on the super softs, he's not pitted. His front right is not looking superb. There we have Alpha Nut in 10th. He was ahead of Guesty. Was he not behind Guesty just now? He was, so he's somehow got past Guesty, I'm afraid. Little GG's after his pit stop. He's managed to get ahead of Skyjacker. We saw Skyjacker having a spin. That Lexus does not look happy on the soft tyres. I think he'll be doing his allotted 3 laps on those bad boys, and then coming straight back in to put super softs on maybe. But the super softs wear out too fast. What a dilemma. What a dilemma for Skyjacker. And all the time, oh, what if I pressed that button? All the time he's got Jam Huntington on super soft tyres, chasing him down. I don't know how, there's quite a distance. So there we go. Oh, loads of them are coming in now. All of the midfield. Racer Brown and Homesick Matt Psycho. Oh, Shadow Rider, Matt Psycho. So who was up there? Oh, it's Elevate. Elevate has pitted. So Elevate pitted. Kale pitted and jumped people. Got ahead of little GG's. And Liam Anfield obviously come out just around the same time. These two racing each other. Liam Anfield just pulled ahead of little GG's. The battle for 8th and 9th. Liam just coming out the pits. Little GG's been out, got his tyres nice and warm. Liam trying to bring them up to temperature. Behind these we have Skyjacker. Gazman, looks like he's pitted. Come out on the softs behind Skyjacker. Jam Huntington is ahead of Alpha Nut, who is ahead of Noxie. Guesty. Jim on Wise has pitted, so Mosaic Alien. I don't even know where the pit lane is here, to tell you the truth. Homesick Alien has gone round. Racer Brown. Matt Psycho, they've got to be pitting, haven't they? No, the fuels are alright. Well, Racer Brown looks like he could do with jumping in the pits. Shadow Rider fourth, but as Shadow Rider has not pitted, he's on the soft tyres. He's got a couple of laps of fuel left. Elevate pitted, super softs, topped up fuel a bit. He's ahead of IR Graham, who is now ahead. Oh, IR Graham hasn't pitted, that's why. He's ahead of the super soft clad Kale. Oh, Kale out wide there with Liam fast approaching. This little battle here with Kale, Liam and Little GG's is tantalising. It's succulent. It's got all the ingredients for an amazing battle. So we will keep our eyes on that. So here we see Homesick Alien. This is the start straight. Can we see the pits? Oh yeah, I see where the pit lane is. And he ignores it and goes straight past. But Racer Brown definitely has to drop into it. Does Matt Psycho? Matt Psycho's still got a bit of fuel left on the soft tyres. Probably can get another lap out of that. Can Shadow Rider? Shadow Rider drops into the pit. So Elevate will move ahead of those two quite easily. Oh my gosh, what's going on with the Audis in the background? Liam Anfields is ahead of Little GG's. Oh, IR Graham went in. So Little GG's behind Liam Anfield, who is behind Kale, who is behind Elevate. Matt Psycho and Homesick are the only two up in the front drivers who have not pitted yet. Matt Psycho's fuel is already flashing. He's a long way to go. Homesick's still got quite a bit of fuel. That Nissan is preserving fuel well. So Matt Elevate back into third place. His teammate fourth ahead of Liam Anfield, but Liam Anfield's closing in, and Elevate has a 0.4 second penalty to take care of on the start straight, but he's a long way. That'll probably disappear before he gets there. Liam Anfield around the outside, he can't do it, but Lil GG's, oh, flipped it. Liam Anfield flipped it. Oh my gosh, there was a little bounce. Kale, I think, bounced off the curb back onto Liam Anfield, and Little GG's just sitting behind the South African looking for a way past, and he does. Wow, look at that. Does Kale have damage or something? No, Kale's got no damage. So Little GG, so up ahead, Homesick Alien still out. His fuel is flashing now. Ooh, that Peugeot, it's only got a few more corners to go. It's still got a bit of red there. It's not totally empty. Can Elevate retake? Can Elevate take the lead after the pits? Maybe. It's where Skyjacker should have been. We are nearly 20 minutes. We're nearly halfway. Oh, can Homesick make? No, he won't be able to make that last halfway. He would really have to fuel serve. So there we see the Alien coming into the pit lane. He'll probably put some super softs on. Matt Psycho also coming into the pit lane to try and put some super softs on. And now we're watching Elevate. Elevate going to retake the lead. I mean, not. I keep saying retake the lead. He hasn't led this race. This will do him a lot of good. He got 14th in the last feature race and 4th in the sprint race before this. So Elevate taking the lead from Liam Anfield. Homesick has come out in third ahead of Little GG's. That's interesting. Kale has got ahead of Matt Psycho right down there in 7th. Matt Psycho, did he put more fuel in than Homesick Alien? No, Homesick Alien really did fuel up. Maybe Homesick Alien is hoping to make this a one-stop race, but that is a real big ask. It really, really is. So Elevate, leading this race and off the track. Liam Anfield just ahead of Homesick. It's not far. Liam Anfield has used the soft and the super soft, but that does not, to me, look like it's going to be enough fuel. Does the Nissan have it today? Little GG's all over the back of the Nissan. Can Little GG's, has he got the pace to get past Homesick Alien? We've got Kale a little bit behind us. He's not tucked right up behind. So Little GG's trying to get that third position from Homesick Alien, but Homesick Alien's got a bit of fresher tyres. You can see the tips of Little GG's are red. so he hasn't got the grip to play with that Homesick should have. Closes in on him under braking though, and then tries to chase him up the hill. Nissan, it's got good horsepower with brand new tyres, but it is a lot heavier. Little GG's only got half a tank of fuel, whereas Homesick's driving with a full tank. Liam Anfield just ahead. Wonder if he'll have to pit again. His tyres quite fresh. His fuel is lower than half, so I am not quite sure if a full tank didn't quite go 20 minutes for Homesick. I doubt the Audis will be able to make it last for the rest of this race. So there we see the top three. Bill GG's in 4th, Kale in 5th, Racer Brown in 6th, Matt Psycho in 7th, Skyjacker, oh, he's come back, only up into 8th, Gazman 9th, Shadow Rider is in 10th, Alphanut up into 11th, Guesty 12th, Noxie and IR Graham. IR Graham really having a tough one after his pit stops. IR Graham's carrying a bit of damage there. He must have had a bit of a spin maybe. He's trying to get past Guesty. Well, he has got past. No, he's chasing Guesty. He's just got past Noxie, sorry. Noxie ahead of his teammate, Jam Huntington, who's just come into the pits. Put some fuel in. Jim on Wise. He's quite a way away from the finish line, so Jam Huntington may get back out ahead of him. In the lead then, Elevate. He's done a 2:16.609 on lap 8. Liam Anfield still in 2nd, ahead of Homesick Alien, who is ahead of Lil GG's. Looks like Kale is under pressure from Racer Brown. Matt Psycho we can see back there in 7th. Ahead of, oh, he's got a nice space for Skyjacker, with Gazman in 9th, chasing him down. So the lead, I mean, it's these three we want to be watching. And then we can see that Liam Anfield already has the fastest lap of a 2:16.294, but he's trying to put in another fastest lap. Greedy or what? So where are we then? Elevate. He's got less than half a tank of fuel. His tyres look quite good. I'm pretty sure that's his 2nd compound. I'm sure he started on the softs. Liam Anfield, I think, also started on the softs, but he's only got a quarter of a tank of fuel. That Audi is one thirsty car. Homesick Alien, I think he may have no, I don't think there's enough fuel. I think he will have to pit again. It's just the question is when, but he will have to put less fuel in than the guys ahead of him, so I think he's sitting pretty to be able to get that win, but never say never. You don't know, you just don't know. Little GG's there in 4th, so Skyjacker has just pitted. Gazman moving up into 8th, Shadow Rider up into 9th, Alphanut into 10th position. Is Guesty a little bit too far? No, Guesty's just coming on the start straight now. Skyjacker, he's topping up with fuel. IR Graham looking like he might come past. Has come past. IR Graham, no. Skyjacker, it's come out. It's going to be close between IR Graham and Skyjacker, side by side in the first corner. Skyjacker's got those super grippy tyres on. IR Graham was one of the last to pit, though, but we did see that he had some sort of engine problem. Noxie's gone into pit and come back out again, it looks like, ahead of Jam Huntington. Is there a move on from IR Graham up the inside of the Lexus? Audi in the Lexus battling it out. Guesty just ahead of these guys in 11th place. There is quite a few battles around. We want to try and catch all of them, but IR Graham and the Skyjacker coming together is quite special, so we'll stick it out. It's lit, bruv, absolute lit. But Skyjacker seems to be able to keep the Audi in its place. Now Graham's struggling, so let's have a quick look through. I bet the next time we come back and look at these guys, whoa! IR Graham stamping on those brakes to try not to take the Lexus out, and coming out the corner, they're side by side. Skyjacker, look like he's getting a bit of a lag spike. They're side by side going into the corner. IR Graham on the outside. This is just for 12th and 13th. Look at the way they're fighting. They're fighting more than they would do for first and second. It's amazing. It's just racing, isn't it? Doesn't matter where you are, just race. And Skyjacker managing to hold that off. Liam Anfield then answering the question of when he's going to pit, and little GG's coming in at the same time. Elevate stayed out then in the BMW. Quarter of a tank of fuel left. Homesick Alien, still loads of fuel left. Matt Psycho then up to third. Kale having a mistake, it looks like, and Matt Psycho overtaking him on the track. So Matt Psycho, shall we just have a quick look, because it might have been cool. So yeah, we saw his teammate Liam Anfield and little GG's going in. Matt Psycho already ahead of Kale, was he? Sorry. So we've gone back for no reason whatsoever. I don't know what I thought. I thought Matt Psycho was behind Kale for some reason. But there you go. So we've got a Beamer in the lead, a Beamer in fourth. They're looking strong in this race, those BMWs. But the Nissan, he was leading for a lot of the race. He's got a lot of fuel. He's catching up on Elevate as well, isn't he? And Elevate's last lap was a 2:18.867. Homesick's last lap was a 2:16.845. So he gained 2 seconds on Elevate. Elevate must have made a mistake. He can do 2:16, but he does a 2:16 and 2:18 and then 2:16. So Homesick Alien closing down on the South African in the HP Wheel Deal team, driving for the Logistical Nightmare Racing Group. They're awesome, check them out. They're on Discord. Matt Psycho there in third, just ahead of Kale with Racer Brown. Also there in touching distance. We've got, what, 13 minutes left of this race to go. Can't believe how close all the front lot are, with only 13 minutes to go of a 40-minute race, and they're virtually in touching distance, these two. It's a race. It's not a race till the end. I don't know. I don't think Homesick can make this a one-stop. He had to pit too early for this to be a one-stop, so I think he's going to jump in exactly the same time as Elevate's going to jump in the pits, and just put less fuel in and try and come out of the pit lane ahead of Elevate. Matt Psycho then, he's really low on fuel. You can see these guys. Kale, he's quite low on fuel. They're all going to be pitting pretty soon. We've only been 12 minutes left of the race. Racer Brown, he's got a bit more fuel than that, but I don't think it's enough to go to the end. Liam Anfield made another stop, and he's got as much fuel in as Homesick. Oh, Homesick's got, oh, Elevate and Kale both pitted, so I was wrong. Homesick stayed out. Homesick stayed out. He's got half a tank of fuel. Maybe he's got enough tank. Maybe he conserved. Matt Psycho up to second. Racer Brown up to third. But we do think Matt Psycho and Racer Brown most likely have to pit. Liam Anfield, he has pitted, so he must think that's enough fuel to get home. That must put him into second place. Elevate then comes out behind Liam Anfield with 3/4 of a tank. Shadow Rider in 6th. Great stuff from Shadow Rider. Little GG's come out in 7th. Kale has come out in 8th, ahead of Gazman. Where is IR Graham? IR Graham down to 12th. And there's racing between Skyjacker and Gazman, with Alpha just behind Skyjacker. Ahead of IR Graham. Guesty in 10th. Jam Huntington in 14th. Noxie is in 15th, and Jim on Wise is in 16th. He's just done his fastest lap with a 2:20, and now he's going in for some fuel. So, wow, Matt Psycho definitely coming in at the end of this lap, lap 13. He's got to look at the tank. Racer Brown not so much. Yeah, well, if Liam's got enough fuel for the rest of the race, then Homesick must have enough fuel for the rest of the race. That is very, very interesting indeed to see how that is going to shake out. Matt Psycho, we assume, is going to go in the pits. Racer Brown, 10 minutes left with a quarter of a tank of fuel. It's a tough one. Liam Anfield in fourth, hoping that the guys in front pit. Elevate, can't believe he was leading this race in the pit break. Probably thinks he should be higher than fifth. Shadow Rider sixth. Solid race from Shadow Rider. Will he have to pit? Little GG's definitely not pitting. Kale not pitting in eighth. Gazman ninth, definitely not pitting. Skyjacker looks like he's just been in for some pits for 10th. Oh, Homesick has come in, and so's Matt Psycho. Racer Brown also dropping in. So Liam Anfield, is Liam Anfield going to win the race from great pit stoppage? He's showing him ahead. No, Homesick just coming out just ahead of Liam Anfield. It's a race till the end. Homesick Alien loads more fuel. Will Liam Anfield's fuel last? Now we are asking. With around 10 minutes, Shadow Rider pitted again. There is Elevate in third place. So will Liam's fuel last? Because the guys around him seem to need a lot more fuel, but Liam did pop into the pits. There's Little GG's back into fourth. Matt Psycho in fifth. Kale sixth. Racer Brown is in seventh. Shadow Rider Gazman is in eighth. Shadow Rider fell to ninth after that pit stop, but he's just come out ahead of Skyjacker, who is in 10th. Alpha Nut is in 11th. IR Graham up to 12th. Guesty is in 13th. Jam Huntington in the pits again. That Ford's a thirsty boy. And Jim On Wise is in 16th there. But in the lead then. Oh, Liam Anfield. Oh, bugger. Sorry, guys. I thought I was going to come back to a great battle. So what happened? So Homesick Alien, quite comfortable in the lead. We thought that was great stuff. Pulling away from Liam Anfield. We thought Liam Anfield may have to pit. We were all quite comfortable with that. I swanned off to look around the pack to see where everyone was, because it looked like it was all cool here. Everything still looks cool. Does it? Homesick's just managing to try and keep hold of that car. He had a little off, and there you go. Homesick down to second. Looks like Elevate's trying to get past Homesick, but can't quite make it stick without breaking in the corner. And there you go, Liam Anfield. We better hope he's pitting, because that is such an easy win, a gift. Couldn't be gifted anymore. And now these two have got to battle it out for second and third all the way till the end of the race, because these two definitely aren't pitting. And there is 8 minutes, just over 8 minutes left, which is what, about... Oh, I thought he was going the wrong way. Homesick had gone the wrong way. So Liam Anfield, great lead there in first. After Homesick gifted him of a small mistake. There's Elevate in third. Little GG's in fourth, ahead of his teammate Matt Psycho. Kale in sixth. Racer Brown looking like he's chasing after Kale and catching him somewhat. Gazman in eighth, ahead of Shadow Rider, who managed to stay ahead of Skyjacker, who's some way ahead of his teammate Alpha Nut, who is ahead of IR Graham. IR Graham not having a great time in that LM car. Audi, I mean. Guesty, 13th. And the two Fords in 14th and 15th. Jim On Wise in the Aston Martin doesn't like the corners, I'm guessing. So Liam Anfield leading from Homesick Alien. And Elevate, hunting Homesick down. These two are fighting it out all the way till the end. We've got 7 minutes of these two just purely racing. I think this is the closest battle we have on track, so we will stick with it. I don't know how long we've been on air for, a couple of hours, isn't it? Because we had all that loading time in between races, but I've got it out of the way. It's been hanging over me since Tuesday. The GTMC needs doing, the GTMC needs doing. Not the guys, not the admin team. Just my little man in my brain that talks to me, saying the GTMC needs doing. You haven't done the GTMC yet, but I've been poorly sick. I've had the cold and going to work, and work's been hectic, so loads of excuses. Elevate on the fastest lap right now. He is looking for a way past the Alien in the dead of this race. 6 minutes to go. Liam Anfield He's a fair few car lengths ahead of these guys. He's about 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 seconds ahead, and Elevate really is the faster of the two between Homesick Alien and Elevate. They're both on super soft tyres, similar fuel loads. I want to look to see Liam's fuel, and at this point it looks like Homesick is just holding Elevate off as best he can, because he's struggling with that Nissan on this super soft combo, it seems, and Elevate is trying his best. They're up the side of each other going down, but Homesick still on the inside. But now Elevate has taken the place from Homesick Alien, and Homesick Alien trying to come back at Elevate. I want to look at Liam's fuel. He's gone in. He's gone in. I can see in the distance. Liam had to go in. It wasn't enough fuel for him. What fuel was it? Yes, definitely not enough fuel. Little GG's. Not yes that he didn't, but yes, I called it. Kale up to 5th. Oh, this is... Oh no, Liam Anfield. He's come out in 5th position, just ahead of Kale. So Elevate leading, but not leading, because Homesick Alien is alongside him. This is a battle. There's 5 minutes left of this race. Who's going to win? Elevate or Homesick? You decide. Press the red button at home. Interactive. Don't forget to hit like and submarine, because I don't know why it does the algorithms, makes my video better. I think it's when people are perusing, it looks like people like it. There's Homesick trying to make a move. Oh, it's the outside though. Elevate under so much pressure from the Alien, and Little GG's is ever getting closer in 3rd place. He's smiling, he's thinking, yes boys, that's the way to do it. Elevate then holding off the Alien as much as he can. We see the Alien looking for any gap to try and move his car through, but there is no gap there. We're 3.5 minutes, so it's going to be this lap and maybe the next lap. Well, definitely the next lap for Homesick and Elevate to organise who's going to win this race. We're going into a deep corner now. We're going to see Homesick fly up the inside of us. No, not quite. Penoil Nissan doing all it can against the Beamer. The Beamer's... Whoa, 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 whoa! I thought the Beamer had lost it for a second. Then let's get out the car. We don't want to miss anything at this point. Absolutely nothing, because my God, they're driving the pants off, the pair of them. And all the time, Little GG's and Matt Psycho catching them up with Liam Anfield in the background on the fresher tyres. Lower fuel maybe. There's Racer Brown in 6th and looking onwards. 7th place we have Kale. Gazman is in 8th, great for him. Shadow Rider down to 9th. IR Graham has got ahead of Alpha Nut and Skyjacker for 10th, but they're battling it out. Oops, sorry. There's Alpha getting ahead of IR Graham. What a battle between IR Graham and Alpha Nut. Elevate still leading for the moment. We can always chuck it backwards if he's not. They're probably having a battle royale, as well as IR Graham and Alpha Nut. IR Graham up the inside then. Looks like he's going to take 10th place from Alpha. But Alpha's coming back at him in the Lexus. That Lexus is racy as hell. Shouldn't be down in 10th. Or 11th, sorry. And 12th. This car's... It's not a true showing of their position. Oh, IR Graham's really low on fuel. IR Graham really low on fuel. So, Skyjacker then in 12th. Guesty 13th, Jam Huntington 14th ahead of his teammate Noxie, just about Jim and Wise, so at the front then. Elevate still ahead of Homesick Alien. No quarter has been given between these two. On lap 16, Elevate did a 2:17.104 on lap... Did I say 16? Yeah, lap 16. Homesick did a 2:17.971. But now Homesick really is applying the pressure. Sitting in the Nissan, looking for anything to get past. This BMW all going in to the tight hairpin. We can see the two Peugeots hunting us down in our view mirrors, rear view mirror in the centre there. 39 minutes now we are into this race. This is the last minute. They're going to cross the line and get another lap out of this. Sun blinding our vision, chasing the Beamer down. Homesick Alien, his best position so far is a second place at the first round in the sprint race. So all he's going to do is match what he's already done. He's getting the toe. So these guys are through. Matt Psycho, little GG's. Oh, we're not quite there. It was like most of the field could get through. Is Gazman on Shadow Rider. Shadow Rider trying to get the toe. Oh, Gazman's obviously paying a penalty. Shadow Rider through for the final lap. So Alpha Knot is the first to finish in 10th, with Skyjacker in 11th, IR Graham, sorry, in 12th. Guesty coming round for 13th. Jam ahead of Noxie. Them two fighting all the way till the end. Awesome stuff from the two Fords. And they look great, those two Fords. So Guesty has crossed the line. Jam Huntington is the next we're looking for, and up in the lead. Oh my gosh, look at this. Look at this on the last lap. Elevate from Homesick, from Matt Psycho's got ahead of little GG's. I don't know how. Sorry. Oh, did it happen a long time ago? Oh, it must have happened. That's too long ago now. That was like 4 clicks. That's 40 seconds. So Matt Psycho, who is on the fastest lap at the moment. Matt Psycho has got the fastest lap coming to life right at the very end. 2:15.992. His teammates sticking with him right up his jacksy. At the same time, Elevate has got nothing but pressure from Homesick Alien. 4 cars all in the same corner virtually. Oh no, Homesick's ahead of Elevate. Elevate's ahead of Homesick. They're both swapping positions in the corner. It is unbelievable. Matt Psycho is in 3rd. He's looking for a place. Oh, we're going up now in the last section. No, we're not even in the last sector, sorry. Coming to the long sweeping left corner. Homesick Alien desperate to get past him. Desperate for the win. But Elevate says no. This is my win. I have this win. I'm not letting this win go. But Homesick wants it so bad. Matt Psycho also in the mix. We saw Matt Psycho and Homesick having a coming together in the sprint race. So these two must be a bit wary of each other at the moment. Elevate looks like he's holding it off. We're coming into the tight corner. Any last ditch heroes? This is where they're made. It looks like Matt Psycho's going for the outside line on Homesick, but Homesick's maintained that 2nd place. This is a battle all the way to the end. No one is giving anything up to anyone. Liam Anfield is in 5th. He's got ahead of Racer Brown. Kale is in 7th. Shadow Rider is in 8th. Oh my god. Elevate leading from Homesick Alien. This is the last corner. This is it. Elevate ahead of Homesick Alien. What a great win. And they're coming up to the finish line, and it is official. Elevate, Homesick, Matt Psycho, Little GG's, Liam Anfield, Racer Brown, Kale finishing in 7th. Shadow Rider is in 8th, who is ahead of Gazman. Oh god, I said 9th. Who's ahead of Gazman is in 9th. So Shadow Rider finishing in 8th. Great race from him, and Gazman is just coming around to go towards the line. Hi-ya! Hey, if races were karate, then that just roundhoused your butt. Right then, let's have a sift through all this before we say our big good night. Elevate! Eleanor Elevate got 4th in the sprint race, and he got a win. And what a win did he get? Oh, blurry camera or just half obscured camera. There you go, there's your choices. Sweet. Or we could go for the awful. There you go. So, Elevate with the win. Congratulations, my friend. Fantastic. Take that trophy all the way back to South Africa and rub it in all of your friends' faces that you won a GTMC race. See, your teammate who won the feature race in round 2, I imagine he's been gnawing at you all this time. But now you, my friend, have a winner's trophy. Congratulations. Brilliant stuff. Homesick Aliens, so close, but yeah, what is going on? They're the best. We're just looking at people's back ends all the time then. Wow. Homesick Alien, what could have been? So close, but yet so far. He could not get past. Well, he was past Elevate, wasn't he, really? You know, he kind of slipped up. Elevate got through. He'll be kicking himself, I'm sure, but what a fine race from these top 3. Matt Psycho then, for the last of the podium. Drink up, son. Take a boo. Little GG's in 4th. Great race from the little SGG man. In 4th. Liam Anfield had to make that pit. I wasn't sure his fuel was going to go. It was a 3-stop strategy. Got him into 5th place though. So great stuff. 6th from Racer Brown. Down here, 6th. He's at a podium in round 2 at St. Croix. Kale, 7th. I tell you, go to the website and check out the championship, because this is going to be interesting. They're all over the place. Shadow Rider, a fine 8th. He started on pole. And he did great things with that car, and that is his highest finish to date. Yeah, 8th position. His highest was 9th in last week's feature race, 8th in this week's feature race. So Shadow Rider, it's going to be 7th in next week's feature race. That is great. Gazman in 9th. He missed last week due to work, but he's come back 7th and 9th. His best position is 4th. At round 2, Qua. Alpha Nut in 10th. And we know in round 1 he had a podium in the feature race. So, Skyjacker in 11th. Oh my god. Yeah, that's a bit better. Skyjacker in 11th. Sorry, we didn't watch the racing down in the middle there. There was so much of it going on up front. We sort of, you know, you have to pick your battles, I'm afraid. There we see IR Graham in 12th. 12th, IR Graham. He's right down the bottom of my list. I'm not sat here writing them in, which I should be doing after the fact. Guesty in 13th. Guesty 13th. Jam Huntington in 14th. Equaling his sprint race. I don't think this track and the Ford Mustang really match each other. Noxie in 15th, and Jim One Wise rounds out the table in 16th. If I can find Jim One Wise. 66, Jim One Wise. 16. Well, there you go. That was round 4 of the GTMC here at Kyoto. It was absolutely fabulous. Check out recent videos of the MTCC. That has been some fantastic racing happening in there. So go to our YouTube and check out some of the last races. We've got the HPEC season running at the moment. We've got the MTCC running at the moment. And early October, we will be having the Max 5s back again, I'm pretty sure. So keep an eye out for that. If you ever want to look at any of the championship tables, go to www.virtualracersclub.co.uk. They're all on there. And I think that's it now. I think I'm going to close it down. So all I can say is thank you for watching. Stay tuned for fun installments of the GTMC in future. And I was your commentator, Pat Myers. Thank you.